Japanese thanking and conversation exits with Mr. Nash. In a Japanese conversation, it can be polite to thank someone for sharing information with us or for answering a question. The most usual way of thanking someone is to say arigato, which means thank you. Let's practice that. You can also say arigato gozaimasu, which means thank you very much. Let's say that together. Arigato gozaimasu. Once you have thanked a person for answering your question, it is time to exit the conversation. Conversation exits can include Sayonara, which means goodbye. You don't usually say Sayonara to a person you're going to see again that same day. Ja mata means see you later. Mata Ashta means see you tomorrow. And mata raishu means see you next week. Let's practice those. Now we know how to end a conversation, we need to build a conversation for ourselves from scratch. Please choose a greeting, an introduction, a question, an answer, a thanking, and an exit from the following pages. Write them down and practice this conversation with a parent, carer, or sibling. Give it a shot. This conversation will become your practice for your conversation test with your teacher. As you choose the parts of the conversation to add, you'll note that some questions, answers, and greetings have a grade attached to them. More difficult components have the possibility of earning a higher grade for that question. If you want to try to achieve a higher grade, it is wise to attempt the harder components. Choose one greeting. Ohayo gozaimasu, good morning. Ohayo, morning. Konnichiwa, hello or good afternoon. Konbanwa, good evening. Oyasumi nasai, good night. Oyasumi, night night. Sumimasen, excuse me. Hajimemashite, pleased to meet you. Ohayo, or morning, is a simple greeting and has a maximum of a C grade answer. Oyasumi, night night, also has a maximum of a C grade answer. Sumimasen can earn you a higher grade if you combine it with another greeting. Let's practice now. Sumimasen, or excuse me, if followed by another greeting, is an A or a B answer because conversations can be started with excuse me, just like in English. To get the high mark, you must say the words correctly without notes. I will start building my conversation below. Mr. Nash, sumimasen. Mr. Nash, ohayo gozaimasu. Mrs. Jones, konnichiwa. I have chosen to try for a higher mark by starting my conversation with excuse me. Now I will add an introduction. Some of your choices are boku wa, your name and des, which means I am, followed by your name. This is only used if you are a male under 14 years old. Watashi wa your name and desu, which means I am, and you only use this if you are a male over 14 years old or a female of any age. Now for the introductions that will give you a higher mark. Boku no name wa your name and desu. My name is John. Or Watashi no name wa your name and desu. My name is John. Now I will add this to my conversation. Mr. Nash. Sumimasen, excuse me. Mr. Nash. Ohayo gozaimasu, good morning. Mrs. Jones. Konnichiwa. Mr. Nash. Watashi no name wa Nash sensei desu. My name is Teacher Nash. Mrs. Jones. Watashi no Jones-san desu. I am Mrs. Jones. Let's practice that. I again chose a component where I can get a higher grade for the question. Mrs. Jones didn't choose a higher grade component, but can still achieve a very good grade for the conversation if she makes no errors. Now we must choose a question. I am choosing to use Nansai desu ka? This question and answer are more difficult than stating a colour or animal and can help me earn a higher grade. We've now added a thanking and an exit, and I will read the whole conversation. Sumimasen, excuse me. Ohayo gozaimasu, good morning. Konnichiwa. Watashi no name wa Nash sensei desu. My name is Teacher Nash. Watashi wa Jones-san desu. I am Mrs. Jones. Nansai desu ka? How old are you? 21 desu. I am 21 years old. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you very much. Ja mata. See you later. Sayonara. Goodbye. As you can see, I thanked Mrs. Jones for her answer and we have both exited the conversation. Please keep and practice your conversation. You may also rewind the video at any time to help you practice. As long as your conversation has all of the components necessary, you may use it with your teacher in your test conversation. I encourage you to attempt some of the harder components in your conversation. Also, not needing to read your script will help you get a better grade for this task. Thank you for participating in this lesson. Keep practicing your conversations. Enjoy. Ja mata. Arigato.